Hey guys, it's Tina and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my medium coverage makeup foundation routine, and this is something that I do every day before I apply my makeup on, just to give my skin kind of a healthy medium coverage natural look. And that doesn't look too cakey, but it's not too sheer either. So this is how it looks like, and if you want to see how I create this look, then just keep on watching. So I already did half of my face, so you can see the differences kind of. And so I'm going to start by priming my face with the Make Up Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. This is the smoothing one, and this is just to mattify my face a little bit more, although they do have a mattifying one, so if you want a really matte look, you should use that. All of this routine that you were going to see is going to give kind of a satin to matte finish, because I do have oily skin, so I like a matte, more of a matte finish. So if you have like really dewy skin, this might not be for you. You can see how this area of my face that I don't have any makeup on looks a little bit more shiny and oily, rather than this one that has a little bit more of a satin finish. It's not completely matte, but kind of satin. So this will cover up my pores. So I apply it mostly on my T-zone, a little bit on the sides of the cheeks, on my forehead, on my nose, and on my chin. This is where I have most of my pores and where I want to smooth the skin the most. And this is going to act as a base. So it will blur any imperfections and smooth out my skin for an even application for the foundation. Then on top of that, I'm going to spray my face with the Scandinavia primer spray, and this is the oil control one, and this will help the makeup, the foundation to stick. So this provides, first of all, it controls oils, so that's great for oily skin, and just to keep the face matte throughout the day. And also, if any smoothing primer or any silicone based primer will make the makeup, you find it just makes it glide on and kind of glide around, if that makes sense, then this will help to make the foundation adhere to it, kind of. So I spray that on top. I'm going to apply that only to this side of my face, obviously. So let it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to move on to the foundation. I'm using Make Up Forever Ultra HD foundation. I've never used the stick ones, although I do want to try them out, but I really like the liquid version. So I usually use 2 pumps for all of my face, but since I already did half of my face with 1 pump, I'm just going to apply 1 pump on the back of my hand for this side of the face. And this gives kind of a satin, natural satin finish. I'm going to use my beauty blender and take from the back of my hand and just dab it on my face. I'm going to mostly focus again on the T-zone, and just with whatever is left on the sponge, I'm going to take it to the cheeks and to the sides of my face, but mostly focus on the T-zone. So you can see with 2 pumps all over the face, it's not a full coverage at all. It's not heavy at all, and this foundation is not full coverage on its own. It says Invisible Cover Foundation, so it's kind of a medium coverage, I would say. And if you use 1 pump for half of the face, it's not heavy at all. So I'm applying that, and with whatever's left on the sponge, you just take it in a little bit further down my neck to match. Although this shade matches me pretty perfectly. And again, because I use only a sheer coat, it's easier to match. So just dab it. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to move on to my concealer. I'm using the Garnier BB Cream Miracle Skin Perfector first, and this is a little bit darker, but it has kind of a salmony orangey undertone, so this will cover up my dark circles. I apply that under my eye, and I like to let it sit for a minute. So just apply that, take it a little bit further down, and I let it sit. So while that sits, I'm going to apply my Blemishes concealer. This is the Studio Finish Concealer by MAC, and I'm in shade NC20. By the way, this one comes in light and medium, or light and dark. So I have the light one. Now I'm going to apply this Studio Finish Concealer with my Sigma P82 brush. And I'm just going to apply it on any blemishes. I have one just on the tip of my nose, which is so annoying, but I'm just going to apply that with my brush and then blend it up with my finger a little bit. So if I have any redness, any darkness, discoloration, any spot blemishes, just breakouts and stuff like that, I'm just applying that. I'm lightly dabbing it, and I love this brush for this because it is a synthetic bristle brush, so it picks up cream products and liquid products very well. It won't absorb any of it, and also it has kind of a shape of a finger because it's kind of rounded, so around my nose, so it's easier to blend with that. So I conceal any darkness around my nose area, on the chin, around the mouth, anything like that. And you can see even with a medium coverage foundation and just a little bit of a concealer, it already looks kind of almost perfect, you know. So next I'm going to contour my nose. I'm using the Cream Contour Cream Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm going to take the darkest shade with a foundation brush, a flat foundation brush like that. I'm just applying a little bit on my brush, just taking a very tiny bit and taking it to the side of my nose. And I find that cream contour looks a little more natural than a powder contour, and it holds better. So that just made that what's worked for me. If you want to do a powder contour, do that. But I'm just going to apply a cream foundation. If I would go like a full glam, full coverage for nighttime makeup, I would also set that with kind of a, maybe like a taupe-ish, cooler tone brown eyeshadow or any powder or something like that. But today, because we're going for a more of a natural look, I'm just going to use the cream color. And to contour the rest of my face, again, I'm going to use a cream product just because I find it looks more natural and kind of comes from within. I'm going to use my Soleil Ten de Chanel Bronze Universal, and I'm going to use that with my Sigma Flat Kabuki. This is the F80, so I'm taking just a little bit of that, and I'm going to apply that where I want to bronze my face and just warm it up a little bit. So under my cheeks, on the temples, on my hairline, and a little bit under the chin, and just drag it down the neck so it will look kind of match and would look more natural. Make sure to blend it out really good so it will look natural. Again, a little bit on the side of my nose just to bronze a little bit after the contour. And when I'm done with that, it's time to blend out the concealer under the eyes. So it has set a little bit. I'm going to take the more narrow side of my beauty blender and just lightly dab it. I'm not just taking it and smearing it around, I'm just dabbing it in place because it did set a little bit on its own. So I'm just making sure I don't have any creasage under the eyes. And then to further lighten my under eye area, I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I'm in shade NW20, which is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but that's what I like because I do like to brighten the under eye area. And I'm just using my finger to apply that and just dab it in place. So if there is an area on my face where I do kind of cake makeup on, it's my under eye area. So I do have a video on how to cover up very dark under eye circles. A lot of you guys say in that video that I don't have dark circles at all, but first of all, you've seen them at the beginning of the video. When I turn my head around, then you can kind of see it is really dark. Just because I sit in front of a very harsh light, it doesn't look as bad, but in just regular lighting, trust me, it's pretty bad. I know what I'm talking about. So it might not look as bad on camera, but it is very dark. But this method that I'm using really helps me out. So when I'm done with that, I'm just going to set it with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder and my Sigma F35 brush. I love this brush for setting under concealer. So I'm just patting that on top. And then I'm going to set the rest of my face with a face powder that is really, really light and really natural looking. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in medium. Skin Finish Natural, oh my god. The MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. I'm going to use the F20 powder brush, what's going on today, by Sigma. I'm just going to pat that on the rest of my face to just set, and again give kind of a satin, natural satin, matte to satin finish to my face. And when I'm done with that, we can move on to blush and stuff. I'm going to use a little bit of the Sigma Burn 2 blush, and I'm using my Sigma F40 blush brush to give my cheeks a little bit of a healthy rosy glow. This blush is really pretty. It looks pretty natural. It looks like it has kind of glitter specks in it, but it really doesn't show up when you apply it on the face. Then I like to highlight a little bit with the Balm Mary Luminizer. I can't go without highlighting. It just looks so pretty. I'm addicted. So this is the F15 brush by Sigma, and I'm applying a little bit of the highlight on my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, and on the cheekbone. And then I'm going to move on to my eyebrows. I'm just going to brush them in place. Brush it, just one eyebrow. And this one is done, obviously. Just with a spoolie, and then I'm taking my Sigma A65 angled brush and the Anastasia Deep Brow Pomade, and I'm using the shade Dark Brown. And I'm taking a little bit of that and just filling in any sparse areas and gaps in my eyebrow to perfect the shape. And then another thing that I like to do with the Deep Brow Pomade is to take in a small eyeliner brush. This is 210 or 209 or 208. I can't see the numbering because it's kind of smeared. This is by MAC, but any small eyeliner brush like that, pointed one, would work. And I take a little bit of that and I just bring back my freckles. Now that sounds weird, but I have two beauty marks right here and right here that I really love, that when I do apply the foundation, it kind of covers them. So I like to bring them back. So don't just draw something that I don't have. I do have those three beauty marks that I really love, but the foundation just covers it, as well as my freckles. I really like my freckles to show, but this foundation and all the concealer and stuff kind of hides it. So I like to just draw little tiny freckles and just bring them back. I think it looks kind of cute because I do really love my freckles to show. Then I'm just going to set my eyebrows in place with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And to add a little something on the eye and cover the veins that I have right here, I'm just going to apply a little bit of the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Eyeshadow Primer. I'm applying a little bit of that all over the lid, but since that won't cover, obviously, too much, I'm just going to set it with a kind of a neutral brownish tone eyeshadow. As you can see right here, I'm using the ColourPop As If eyeshadow, which looks like this. It's kind of a cool toned light brown taupe shade. I'm using my Sigma E25 blending brush just to dust it all over the eyelid. And up to the crease. And then a little bit under the lower lash line as well. To cast a little bit of a shadow, make it look a little bit more natural. Just for the sake of this video. Obviously, if I would go just as a regular routine, I would apply my makeup, my eye makeup right now. But just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to set it For some highlighting points, I'm going to use my Sigma Elope eyeshadow. This is a matte, kind of whitish, nude, beige color. And I'm going to take a small flat brush and apply that a little bit under my eyebrow to highlight. And also a little bit on the inner corner of the eye. Just blend it out to brighten up this area a little bit. And last but not least, the lips. I'm going to keep it really natural, so I'm going to use the NYX lip liner pencil. This is the sharpenable one, the wooden one, and this one is in the shade Natural. Just lining my lips and filling them in with this. And I don't have to be too precise with it because it's really matching my lip color. Just really close to my natural lip color. And sometimes I like to go over that with the Balmer Luminizer highlight and just apply a little bit on the cupid's bow with my finger again and on the center of the lip, just to give some dimension. And that is it. This is the complete look. You can see the transformation. It's not that big of a difference, but that's what I like about it. I like it to look pretty natural, not too matte, not too sheer, just a natural look. So it doesn't look like you applied a lot of makeup on, and you really truly didn't apply too much makeup on. And even if it looks like a lot of steps, all of them are really sheer, and I use a really little bit of product, maybe except for the under eye area, but still you can see it doesn't look cakey or anything like that. It just looks really natural. So I really like the products that I'm using here, and I hope you like how it turned out. And don't forget to like this video, click the like button on the way out, and to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm going to talk to you all next Saturday.